The gleaming starry sky is keeping the cosmic world on tenterhooks. For the first time ever, specialists have now succeeded in creating a detailed representation of a star beyond the Milky Way. Surprisingly, the scientists found that the far-off giant star is surrounded by an egg-shaped dust casing, and that it has significantly more in common with the heavenly giant Betelgeuse than previously believed. But we shouldn't forget that the stunning star observations of these days are not always recorded solely by astronomers. Sometimes, even amateur stargazers contribute by sharing their extraordinary images with the rest of the world. It doesn't always have to be NASA's advanced instruments. After all, who needs the James Webb Telescope when you can have a 13-year-old YouTube clip? What might sound a bit amusing at first reminds us that it is entirely possible for ordinary people to marvel at the wondrous structures of the universe in their staggering details. Conveniently, without a professional astronomer's career. Uploaded by a user named Android Craftsman in September 2011, the telescope image shows a brilliant constellation that shimmers almost vividly. But which object are we actually seeing here in detail? Well, the video of Sirius shows none other than the brightest star in the entire night sky. Expressed in figures, this amounts to an apparent magnitude of -1.46. Sirius, however, is not just a single star. Strictly speaking, it is a binary star system consisting of a main sequence star of spectral type A1 and a significantly smaller and less radiant white dwarf, Sirius B. Despite its limited dimensions, Sirius B, which is about the size of Earth, holds great importance in the field of astronomy. No wonder. After all, no other white dwarf is as close to the solar system as this one. Consequently, Sirius B is also one of the most thoroughly studied white dwarfs, which has helped astronomers describe this fundamentally compact and ancient type of star. Yet observing Sirius B can be incredibly challenging at times. This is because Sirius A, the larger companion, quite literally outshines its smaller partner in every possible way. Located just 8.7 light-years away in the constellation Canis Major, the Great Dog, Sirius is a true stellar youngster. While our Sun has been around for 4.6 billion years, Sirius first lit up the universe only 225 to 250 million years ago. Despite its youth, Sirius A outshines our Sun in several ways. For one, Sirius A is about 2.1 times more massive and 1.7 times larger than the Sun. On top of that, it shines over 25 times brighter than our Sun. It's no wonder Sirius is sometimes mistaken for a UFO. Given this brilliant backdrop, it's clear that the luminous ruler of the night sky was not just added to star charts recently. Sirius played an important role even in ancient Egypt. When Sirius first appeared at dawn, the people of the Pharaoh's land knew that the time of the Nile's flooding was near. If we draw a line from ancient times to the present and recall the aforementioned YouTube clip, the striking star's flashing brilliance comes to mind again. There is no doubt that it appears particularly impressive in such close-up footage. However, even to the unaided eye, Sirius is so vivid that it often prompts UFO reports. No joke. In 2022 alone, Sirius was reported dozens of times as a mysterious radio object. But what is the explanation behind this fascinating display? Where extraterrestrial spaceships have become outdated as an explanation, Earth's atmosphere takes the stage instead. Starlight traveling through Earth's atmosphere is refracted. In the case of an exceptionally bright star like Sirius, this optical effect can sometimes make it appear as though it is flashing brilliantly, or even moving. For Sirius, another factor comes into play. It doesn't rise far above the horizon, remaining relatively low in the sky, where atmospheric turbulence is more pronounced. Its so-called twinkling effect is intensified. If you're inspired to observe this UFO star yourself, we have good news. At the beginning of December, Sirius becomes visible around 10 p.m., and by the end of the month, it can be seen in the eastern night sky as early as 8 p.m. During these times, you can even witness its vibrant color changes. In fact, Sirius appears so vivid and close in the old YouTube video that it almost seems touchable. Of course, the world of such fascinating close-ups isn't limited to amateur astronomers. Thanks to constantly improving telescopes, specialists have also managed to capture detailed images of stars and even exoplanets. What was once just a bright point of light has transformed into a colorful cosmic insight. Bodies that are both close and enormous, like the huge Betelgeuse or the widely popular pole star, are fascinating. However, when it came to objects that are fundamentally farther away from Earth, analysts were left searching in the dark for a long time. Well, until now. That's because scientists have, for the first time, been able to photograph a star situated far outside our Milky Way. And we mean really far. Let us remind ourselves. Sirius is located about 8.7 light-years away from our home planet. With the knowledge that a light-year is around 9.46 trillion kilometers, we understand this is a distance of no less than 82.3 trillion kilometers. A vast distance, no doubt. However, this pales in comparison to the star captured on camera, which is an astounding 160,000 light-years away from us. Known by its scientific name, WHG 64, this star is a red supergiant located in the Large Magellanic Cloud. It has been the subject of extensive research in the past. Also called the Behemoth star, this celestial giant is estimated to weigh between 16 to 22 solar masses, while being nearly 1,500 times larger than our Sun, the source of our heat and life. Previous observations had already suggested that WHG 64 was expelling vast amounts of gas and dust from its swollen outer layers. In detail, this loss of mass through an intensified stellar wind signals that the supernova of this red supergiant is drawing closer. In an astronomical context, the word imminent means it will likely take between 1,000 and 10,000 years for the star to transition from its massive stage to a violent explosion. So there is plenty of time to capture a few snapshots of this aging star. And this is precisely the achievement of a team led by Keiko Onaka of Andrés Bello University in Chile. For the first time, they managed to photograph WHG 64. To do this, the researchers used the gravity instrument on the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope in Chile. The instrument captured data in the near and mid-infrared ranges, producing a remarkable image that confirmed what was already suspected. The hidden red supergiant is indeed surrounded by an enormous dust ring, leaving no doubt that it is nearing the final stages of its stellar life. However, the image also revealed something unexpected. The gas and dust shell surrounding the star has a completely different shape than previous models and observations suggested. Surprisingly, it is egg-shaped. Scientists are still trying to understand how this elongated shape came about. One hypothesis relies on the idea that the star expelled the material from its outer layers unevenly during a particularly massive eruption. Another possibility is that the egg shape results from the influence of a previously unknown companion star. At this point, WHG 64 resembles Betelgeuse. However, this was by no means the only surprise that the star's photograph had in store for the scientists. In fact, a closer investigation showed that WHG 64 has changed significantly over the last 10 years. Or more precisely, that its near-infrared radiation has increased substantially during this time. The researchers explained this increase by the formation of enormous dust masses around the star over the years. Intriguingly, this also makes WHG 64 resemble Betelgeuse. While the giant star in the Milky Way has a diameter more than 900 times that of the Sun, and a luminosity around 100,000 times greater, its extragalactic counterpart gathers the ejected material into grains of aluminum oxide and magnesium silicates. Once silicates containing iron settle on the dust grains, the grains absorb more radiation, which ultimately increases the near-infrared radiation emitted by the heated dust. Meanwhile, the actual star appears increasingly dark in visible light. Here too, scientists draw comparisons with Betelgeuse, which has also experienced extreme dips in brightness in the past. In fact, there was even speculation that this was a precursor to an imminent supernova. However, most scientists now attribute this development to the effects of a dust cover. The case of WHG 64, however, is somewhat different. Researchers emphasize that this supergiant is one of the most massive known of its kind, and any dramatic change could be another step toward a supernova. The extraordinary change in your subscription status won't help you miss another video from us again. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button now to stay up to date. From here onward, we'll see you soon.